Yo, what is good, people? I go by the name of Beezy and welcome back to the channel, man. If you guys have been enjoying the live streams on the channel, make sure you guys are tuned in, okay? I don't have a live stream schedule as per se, but obviously I do go live when I can, man, and we're back on the grind, okay? Now, with that being said, if you guys are not part of the Discord, join the Discord, okay? The link to that will be in the description below, okay? Now, with that being said, today we're going to be looking at IronHeart, man. Now, I am really hyped for IronHeart because I think IronHeart is a long overdue champ. IronHeart is someone who I thought would have dropped when the Black Panther 2 movie came out, but she didn't. But nevertheless, to me, like, it's a champion that's well overdue, okay? So today we're going to be looking at the spotlight, and I'm not going to go into detail and read every single thing. This is going to basically be a spotlight of a spotlight, okay? We're going to just highlight the things that I think is going to make the champion good and what I'm looking forward to, and obviously you guys can obviously have a read of this yourself and you know, obviously let me know what you guys think and if you're looking and if you're going to be excited about the character coming, okay? Now, with that being said, as you can see, it looks like here that she's more aimed to have good survivability and good utility. That seems to be her biggest strengths, okay? Now, just from reading this, as you can see, like, so IronHeart is going to be a tech champion with the basic abilities of Rupture, Incinerate, Armor Up, and Tracking. Now, I like this. I mean, through reading IronHeart's abilities, it basically, I felt at one point that I was just reading a Mega Sentinel. I was just getting a Mega Sentinel vibes, like the way that it seems like you're gonna have to play her and everything. I was just like, this is a Mega Sentinel vibes. And at one point, like before I got deep into reading the spotlight, I was like, brother, I got to a point where I'm like, bro, if you have a Mega Sentinel ranked up, like, you actually don't need this. Now, there's some pros and cons to this. Like, there's some things like for a Mega Sentinel, I like a Mega Sentinel because not only is she immune to obviously bleed and poison, but obviously she has the obviously pre-fights where you can set what your abilities could be. She can obviously have the tracking, so she can counter miss, and you know, you just have a good time. She's got a lot of regen, and it's not necessarily reliant on her going below a certain level of health. So I really like a Mega Sentinel, okay? Obviously the damage is good, obviously, if you know how to play her well, okay? Now, with this, I like the fact that the damage is Rupture, because there's not many Rupture immune champions in the game. So, in fact, I don't even know if anyone else is. I think other than Scorpion, I think there might be one other Rupture immune champion. Don't quote me on that, though. I don't know 100%. But I feel like Scorpion isn't the only Rupture immune champion, but he could be, okay? So with that being said, like, there's not really much, so that's always a great thing to see. Incinerate is good, and it's good that IronHeart actually has a pre-fight, so you can switch between which one of these that you want, or a bit like Scorpion, where you can pick what kind of damage you want to do prior to joining the fight, so that's good. Tracking is really good. Tracking is one of them things where I feel like people don't know they need it until they need it. Because I love tracking on Kate Bishop, man. It helps me counter so many different things where I'm like, I need to fight I don't know, I need to fight a Kitty Pryde, or I need to fight the Invisible Woman, or I need to fight the Mystic Spidey. You know, like, there's so many different aspects that tracking can be really good for. It's not something you need all the time, but it's good to have champions that obviously have it, okay? So I'm quite happy with this. The thing is, I don't know if this is enough for me to be like, yo, this champion is amazing. I feel like this champion is going to be a good addition. I don't know, but I'm not looking at it at the moment from a perspective of, oh my God, this champion is amazing. We're going to get something in this champion that we haven't got yet. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, you know, there are some really good things. And obviously, if you're an IronHeart fan, it doesn't really matter what this is going to say. You're going to want to collect the champion anyway, especially if you are a collector. For me, I love the Iron Man type champions. Obviously, like I said, I'm going to be scrolling through this, and you guys can read a bit of a kit, okay? Obviously, with the pre-fight ability, this goes into detail here, so you can kind of see the benefits of obviously what would happen if you the damage and debuffs are going to be repulsor buffs. And depending on which pre-fight you select, it depends on whether the repulsor debuffs are going to be doing incinerate damage, or whether they're going to be doing rupture damage, okay? So, but yeah, obviously, as long as you know how to play her, I think she's going to have a very similar playstyle to a Mega Sentinel, just from obviously reading the abilities that I've read. Another good thing that I really enjoyed is, as you can see here, while Ironheart has armor up effects, she's immune to reverse controls, incinerate, cold snap, frostbite. Originally, her personal debuffs are unaffected by ability accuracy modification against mutants. I really like the fact that reverse controls are in here as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of armor break champions, so from a perspective of obviously fighting against her, I feel like if you just go in with an armor break champion like Cosmic Ghost Rider or something, he is going to shred through her. But if you're using her for an attack, like this is going to be it's amazing utility, man. I recently pulled OG Iron Man, who I've been chasing for ages, and a bit similar. Although he doesn't have reverse controls, the immunities when he's got his armor up is just it's a blessing to have, man. So I'm really excited about that. Again, with obviously the tracking, I'm really happy about that. I don't know. We'll have to see in game how easy it is to obviously have 5 or more debuffs sticking, because I feel like if in fight, I mean, it doesn't seem like the debuffs are going to expire very quickly, because the time is reasonable. As you can see here, you deal damage for over a period of 18 seconds. So it seems like the uplift on how long the debuffs are going to stick is fairly reasonable. So I feel like it should be quite easy to get 5 or more debuffs to stick on a consistent basis. So the tracking thing should be okay. And obviously, like Omega Sentinel, obviously you can pause the debuffs as well, so that's going to be good. I believe if you use the SP1, I believe it pauses her debuff, so that's a good look. Obviously, as you can see here, if the opponents are robots or are suffering from a tracking effect, they suffer a minus 100% offensive ability accuracy when hitting Ironheart's block, and obviously mutants suffer even more. Okay. So yeah, another good thing as well, the tracking effect is on the opponent. Ironheart's AI can predict enemy attacks, allowing her to trigger the parry mastery against non-contact attacks, which means people like Havoc, Ebony Maw, you can obviously parry their first medium hit, which is always a good thing to have. Okay. So now with that being said, also let me just talk about this as well. This suppression debuff, man, like it reduces the combat power rate by 30% for 15 seconds. For me, 15 seconds is a long time, man. I feel like when you come across champions with these kind of things, the suppression debuffs, they feel like they last like 5 to 7 seconds. So to have it for 15 seconds, I'm really happy about. Also, we've got here one last thing. Obviously, this is what the special 1 does. Obviously, you've got the special 2, which is meant to be a hard-hitting attack. Obviously, you need to play her in the right way to make sure you build up the debuffs, build up your armor up, so then you can get the big damage, okay? But the special 3, I'm really impressed with, because this is like a safety net, just in case you push the enemy to SP3, which I quite do often if you watch my live streams. So this is a nice little safety net, because if you do have the SP3 and you manage to push your opponent to their special 3, you have this to fall back on, which is really nice. So it's a nice, again, it's a nice bit of utility to have in there, which I'm really happy with. Looking at Ironheart's SIG ability, I don't really think Ironheart needs to be duped, to be honest with you. I think if you're using her from an attacking perspective, I feel like you'll have fun using her, whether she's duped or not. The duped ability more seems to benefit players like myself, who aren't the best skilled, who do get hit and clipped quite often and blames it on their mobile device when really they just lack the skill on the game. And therefore, you know, having that ability to regenerate health, to be able to obviously, you know, have the bulwark passive that can increase your block proficiency would help someone like myself. I mean, from an offensive perspective, the only real positive is obviously the repulsor debuffs gain a 22.19% increase in potency. So that's going to be good for obviously how much damage you're dealing over time. But again, it's not a must dupe. I would say if you pull her in and you enjoy using her, it's someone that you can easily rank up unduped and still get the joys that you get from obviously using her, okay? Obviously, having her duped is just a bonus, okay? Especially if you're a scrub like me, then having her duped is an amazing time, okay? But yeah, man, she's got some decent synergies for me. I love using Shuri. There's a few people that love using Shuri. So I'm sure that, you know, you're gonna be having a fun time with like some of these synergies on here, man. Again, she doesn't seem too reliant on the synergies. I mean, again, she obviously gets an unstoppable buff. I mean, it's nice to have if you're someone that, like, you know, is a bit of a scrub like me and you want to intercept after using the SP1 and you're not that great at it, then, you know, that can be a benefit, but it's not necessary, okay? And again, I love using Viv Vision, reduce the duration of armor up cooldowns by -2 seconds. Again, it's not a must-have, but if you're someone like me that uses champions like Viv Vision and Shuri anyway, then, you know, it's always good to have an extra benefit from having a synergy for them in your team. But yeah, man, that's going to be it for me from my thoughts. I really like the look of IronHeart. I feel like she's going to be a good addition to the game. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a case of, oh my gosh, she's a must-grab champion. I feel like if you just like the sound of IronHeart and, you know, you're an IronHeart fan, then obviously you'll want to get her and add her to your collection. But, you know, some of you might be watching this thinking, oh, well, I already have OG Iron Man who can do this. I already have, you know, a Mega Sentinel who can do this. One more thing I did forget to mention, though, that I like the look of was, I believe, was it on her SP1 or was it on her heavy attack? I think it's her heavy attack. Oh, I like this. So the final hit invalidates prowess effects from the opponent equal to the amount of repulsor debuffs they have. I quite like that because I'm taking a path in Alliance War at the moment where I need to get rid of and battle against prowess. I think I'm taking path 6. So that ability would come in handy to me, man. So I did like the sound of that. That was a nice little touch, man. But yeah, those are the things that I really like the sound of about IronHeart. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you guys like the look of in regards to IronHeart. And that's going to be it for the video today, guys. Let me know if you're hyped for IronHeart, or let me know if she's just another tech champion that you're not really too fussed about whether you collect her or whether you don't, okay? But anyway, that's going to be it for the video today. It's been your boy Beezy. I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace.